We're not using our brain anymore, but maybe 5-10%, 30 at the most. So what on earth has gone wrong? Well, mainly what has gone wrong is that human beings have a window of perception. It's a frequency window, and we can only perceive colours and sounds within that window of perception. But what I've noticed is we seem to be only able to think within that window as well. And any time somebody goes outside of that window, there's this element of, too artistic perhaps, going a little bit wobbly, a little bit crazy, a little bit out there. Now in philosophy, Nietzsche would say that in that chaos are the dancing stars. Now what does he mean? He means that we need to go a little bit out there to understand more of what's in here and more of what we're capable of as a species. Now, I'm sure you've been watching some TV like I have, and I have to say that it's becoming more and more unbearable, especially in the last couple of years, where people now honestly don't know what to do with their mind. A lot of people don't read, a lot of people don't study, and I know all of you that have joined me tonight, you are students in different mediums, and I always think the gathering of knowledge is, obviously, that's the definition of education. Education means actually, it's Latin, it means to lead out. So when we read books, it leads us out of the not knowing position. And I'm quite convinced that we have been stupefied by either people that have gone before us who have tried to say, well, you're not speaking the same way that we did, so you must be wrong, or, an idiot, or you don't understand, rather than actually, we did understand, and we did have full knowledge from the moment we were born. Now, the concept of the tabula rasa is in psychology. And tabula rasa, as it was taught to me by a psychology teacher, means blank slate. And it suggests that we're born with this blank slate in our mind onto which we can gather knowledge and become conscious and intelligent. But actually, when I went back to, I've got this wonderful old dictionary that tells me the root stem of every word and whether it's Old English or Latin or Old French. And in fact, tabula rasa, tablet, is the first part of that, and rasa means rubbed out. Now that means that it was there then, and now it's not. And so I considered that we are born with all knowledge, but that we go through a process in childhood where we're brought out of that fantasy world of all possibilities, and we are taken into this very constructed social world of thought, whereby we're led to believe that, we have to perform certain conditions, certain society's conditions, attempting to be more intelligent. If you look at the television, the things that people are now talking about, the game shows, the benchmark is not only low, it's dropped even lower. Now what on earth is going on? Well, I study patterns, and one of the things I study was how when we want to become enlightened, we reach for the excitable things. But I realised very soon in my pathway of knowledge is that actually we need to go into an area called endarkenment, or as I've called it, endarkenment precursors enlightenment. So in fact we have to go down into the dark and murky. Now who wants to do that? Well, in pursuit of knowledge I did do that. And then I recognised this pathway, if you like, whereby we can expand our collective consciousness if we expand our individual consciousness. And what that means is it takes us very much out of the binary thinking model that we have now been conditioned into. It takes us into more of a holographic perspective where we can see multi-layers of, I'm going to say, experience and dimensions at the same time.